Hey y'all, let me get right into it. So, I've been working with nonprofits lately in hopes of building these high-performance organizations, the same way I've worked with some of these powerful corporations in the past. And so, I was working with them, and one of the people mentioned to me. She said, well, how does all of this sort of fit what we're trying to do? We were mapping out, what things look like today, and she asked that question. She said, what does this fit our vision? Because I was the exercise, and I was kind of stunned. And then I thought about it and I realized, well, I think that people forget that in order to get somewhere, you need to know where you're at. If you don't know what current state is, how are you going to get to desired state? It's like we all make these plans to have, big goals and accomplish big things and go to these great places. But at the same time, we don't know where we're at today. So how in the world are you going to be able to make a plan to get to point B if you don't know what point A is? Think about that for a second. How are you going to get to point B if you don't know what point A is? So, what I'm saying is current state. There's current state, there's desired state, and you want to get from A to B. Well, you got to remember, you got to map out current state because you got to know, what am I doing well? What am I not doing well? What needs to make, what do we need to make a change with? What's good? What do you want to keep? What do you want to throw out? And then you can say, okay, now that we know what point A looks like, now that we want to get to point B, here's all the things that we've got to do in order to get to point B. Now, this doesn't matter if you're the CEO of a company, if you're an entrepreneur in your own business, if you're just a person in life, you just want to go travel somewhere. It really doesn't matter. It's all the same. You got to know what current state is. And so that's what I want to share with you today. Know where you're at today in order to get where you're going to go tomorrow. And let me tie it back to working with the nonprofits. And so what I realized is that you have all of these incredibly passionate people that really truly care about, saving the world or helping the youth or making a difference in the community. And they lack the resources of some of these companies that don't have incredibly passionate people, but they have deep pockets. And I'll tell you what, the biggest difference between the two is knowing where you're at today. Because I'll tell you, I worked with both. I work with companies with deep pockets that will spend a lot of money, and I work with companies with passionate people that don't have deep pockets. But at the end of the day, it was those companies that said, let's take stock of where we're at today, and then let's map out a plan to get to where we're going tomorrow. And they were the ones that were able to weather storms and get to where it is that they were trying to get to. So again, that's what I want to share with you today. Know where you're at today in order to get where you're trying to go tomorrow. Let me say it again. Know your current state in order to get to your future state. That's it. That's the message for tonight. Remember, create solutions, adapt processes, think strategically.